Let's go into it right now. And we're back to the Sesh with Mr. Mosby. And today I have a special guest. She's very special to me, but she's making a drink for herself. She's going to be on here in a second, but I wanted to get her on this podcast with me, and I'm glad I'm actually doing it in the new year. So happy New Year's to everybody. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody for the Happy New Year's greetings and wishes, and everybody that reached out to me for the New Year's and Christmas and everything. And I appreciate you guys, and I definitely am grateful for everybody that has watched my previous 3 videos, even the vlog that I just posted. But here she is right here, Kayla Smith. And with Kayla Smith today, I wanted to basically get her on here so I could just show you who my relationship is, or who I'm in a relationship with, and how we get through things on a daily as in individuals, as in a team, and as in partners. And I'm glad to finally get her on here and introduce her to everybody. So, Kayla, here you go.
I'm gonna take the lead. Yeah, I mean, 2022, it's already been a year. It's only been, what, a week?
8 days.
8 days, just about, 9 today. So, yeah, here we are, just going live and finally making this happen after weeks of talking about it and brainstorming. So, here we are. What do you want to talk about today?
Nothing I really want to. Well, there's a couple of things that have been on my mind. Like I said, we're back from the Christmas or the holiday season, and I took a few weeks to kind of like just focus on family, focus on work, focus on the goals and the things I wanted to finish before the end of 2021. And a few of them that I had to kind of do before the end of the year was basically obviously introduce you to my mom, my grandparents, and set more goals, and just work as hard as I could end of last year and to just get to this year. There were some things that I think I've expressed to you and say the past few hours, the past few weeks, that when it gets to this time of the year, I get to a point where I can get a little just distraught, just depressed mentally in myself because, say I'm 34 now, and in the past, like say 5-10 years, I have had drastic Christmas seasons or even just holidays. And how I reflected off of it was just being shunned out, putting up a wall. I don't know any other better words I could think of it, but I was in a little depressed state these past few weeks, and it wasn't that I was depressed as in sad depressed, but depressed as in I want to grow more, I want to learn more, I want to better everything, but I know bettering everything doesn't come with finances, 1. 2, it doesn't come with pressure and everything to get done in a day. So like I told you earlier, Rome wasn't built in a day, but with my steady grind, my steady motivation, and my steady movement, I am making those positive things work to build a better Rome for myself, and then my future family, my friends, obviously you and me. But yeah, vacation was lovely. I don't know if you enjoyed it or not, but I definitely loved vacation in Tampa.
Florida was beautiful. We got to see Tampa a little bit, got to see water, what their bar scene was like, which is a lot different than, in my opinion, what California bars were like. Going back on kind of what you said, I know you mentioned that you kind of get a little bit depressed during these seasons of holidays and things like that, and I think sometimes as an individual, it's hard to look back and remember how you were the year prior during these times. But I remember how you were prior to these times when we first started talking, not this last August, but the August before. We were together during the holiday times, but there were things that kind of came up that I could tell you were really just down about, it was during Thanksgiving, Christmas time. I'm very grateful for the fact that we got to spend this Christmas time together, New Year's together, and even Thanksgiving together, which was something that was new for us. So you are growing in that area. And I think that growth is just a beautiful thing, especially when you get to experience it with a partner. So I think that was really cool that we got to fly out to Florida. Florida was beautiful. We stayed in a awesome hotel right on the water, which was great, especially during Christmas time. You think of Christmas to be a snowy, cold time of year, but in Florida, sunny, beautiful weather, high 70s, just a great time to go visit. So definitely, if you're looking for somewhere to go during the winter time to get away from the cold sadness, go to Florida. Tampa's beautiful. The highways are a little weird, but definitely a beautiful place to be. Definitely enjoyed meeting your family, your mom and brother. I met your brother before, but I actually got to see him in his natural state, which was really cool. Yeah, his natural habitat, which was really lovely. And your grandparents, got to see their house that they lived in for a long time, which was really beautiful as well. And got to enjoy some home-cooked meals,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Yeah. What did you see would be like something that I think there was plenty of things we did and we got to cover with my mom and my brother, like you said. But what is something that you're looking forward to do if we go back?
If we go back, I would love to go to Orlando. Never been a huge Disney person, but something that I'm definitely looking forward to as we approach our trip coming up. So definitely Orlando. I would love to go back to Tampa and stay in that hotel, but do more of the things that we didn't get to do. Just because we were taking care of family and things that come first in life. So
Yeah, handling things over the Christmas holiday, and I think me and my brother had kind of like mentioned we wanted to do the jet skis. We've done boating out there before. My grandfather. There's plenty of things to do in Tampa, of course, but yeah, like we said, we try to cram everything in a week, and we still came out successful, and we have goals of doing more when we go back, and obviously venturing off and seeing more of Florida. But besides that, did you have anything you wanted to ask me, or anything you wanted to like include from like my past 2 podcasts, even the vlog that I think I showed you? What is some of your opinions from a female's perspective, and what I need to bring to my podcast to try to get more viewers or even more female viewers? You know, what is your perspective, or what is your opinion on this? And this is just off of the top of the head. I'm sorry, I'm throwing you a curveball.
I know. I was like, wait, we didn't talk about this.
And this is what I wanted to be nice and relaxed for. We had a couple of drinks earlier, played some pool, had some pizza. It's a Sunday, by the way, and how I like to finish off my weeks are just to be cool, calm, and relaxed. It's the Lord's Day. It's the day just to relax, recollect, just de-stress, and prepare for Monday.
Right.
So that's how I am. I have stressful weeks, but my Saturdays, Sundays are the days that I'm kind of like, you know, just leveling down so I can level back up on Monday.
Right.
So that's what I was trying to do with this morning, and I think it caught you off guard because it was just so spontaneous and just spur of the moment. But even with that, we still have great conversations when it comes to, and I hate to get off topic, we'll get back to the question I just asked, but we have so many great conversations within just ourselves as in individuals, and then within ourselves as in a relationship. And I love how much we have grown and how much we have just future admirations of just growing more with each other. And it's just not as in like having kids or starting a family off, but individually we have our goals to grow. And I appreciate you for that, and I love you unconditionally. You already know. You already know. And I want to tell this to everybody else that I have lucked up, and I have been blessed to come across such a beautiful woman. And yeah, like I said, we grow every day, every moment, every minute. And if I feel that we get to a point where we stop growing, I will always try to challenge us. And like I said, I appreciate you, and this is what it builds up for me to be a better man, and just whatever you want from me in the future, you know. So, like I said, what is something else I need to bring to my podcast in your perspective?
It's kind of a difficult question to ask at this moment, just because you only do have 2 podcasts out at the moment, and then one of the videos that kind of showed what we experienced in Florida. I think that us together, whatever it takes to make it happen, need to organize and write down some things that we both want to see from you in the future, whether it be certain topics. I think figuring out the direction of your podcast needs to be important. Yes, we know that you want to influence and encourage the youth, and mostly the troubled youth, the kids who have gone through hard times or choose the hard route because they don't think there's another way, or they're attracted to the hard route. So my background, I studied criminal justice in college, so I've always been attracted to what it looks like for kids who choose a way that not a lot of other people choose, a way that is hard, a way that doesn't have a lot of family members involved, a way that, sorry, my son's talking, the hard route basically, and I think some kids get trapped up into that, and Bonzo hasn't really shared much about it yet, but he will talk about what encourages him to want to influence kids who have had it hard, basically. Kids who choose the hard way over a way that their parents or, people in their life might see them go. So that's something I think that you should pick as a route, a direction for your podcast, more in depth of what you want to talk about, whether it be bringing people on and asking them questions about their life and what's influenced them, and get their kind of feedback on what life has entailed for them would be really cool, I think, but just direction would be important.
I hear you. I definitely hear you on that. And you obviously, since knowing me for the past year and a half, I obviously have wanted to tell my testimony, but have been very selective on when I want to tell my testimony, because one, like I told you guys from the first episode, and I'm going to tell you again, I'm not an open book, and it's going to take a minute for you to read me, but I have nothing but general, what's the word I'm looking for? I have nothing but just great things for other individuals I come across, and I want to see what decisions they decide to make in their lives, because we all have a choice, and I made my choices, and obviously I had such great family to kind of back me up when dealing with my mistakes and trying to better myself as a man, and I'm very grateful for that. But a lot of us do not have that option of even having a choice of if I do this or if I do that. They just have to do this and stick with that, if that makes any type of sense.
It does, yeah.
So, within, like I said...
You say you had a choice, though, but at the same time, you were in your life at a season where you needed to decide who you wanted to be. Like, was this the guy that you wanted to continue to be, or did you want to grow and move past that? And you made that choice. You were blessed enough to have your family members that would allow you back in and be there and support you 100%, but they didn't make that decision for you, so you made that decision and they supported it, which I think is the biggest thing to take from that. Like, you were the one who decided that, not your family.
Well, I think all in all, with how I lived my life previously, just the hustle life, I think a lot of my family members knew what the repercussions were going to be. It's either one or two options, dead or in jail. End of story.
And you were lucky enough.
And I'm not dead.
Right.
So you could tell where the other fucking side of the story went. And it took me to really get that slap on the wrist, or to spend a few weeks in jail to kind of acknowledge that that life is precious and that it could be taken away from you. Even time is precious, I should say. And if you're locked away off of something you have done and you have to serve the repercussions of it, that's your fault. And at the end of the day, when you're sitting there and you're trying to get out of incarceration and trying to convince people that you're doing better, there's nothing to do besides do better. And so when I got out, like I said, 3.5 weeks or a few weeks, my family gave me the choice of do this or come here. And I was living in Northern California at the time, and I had a significant other, which you obviously know about. And my little brother gave me the choice: either come with me or stay here. You know what the situation is that you're in, and you know how hard it is for you to get yourself out of this hole. So get yourself away from this atmosphere for a minute. Come down to Southern California around your family, and it'll give you some time to think. And within that time to think, he had given me a lot of great advice. Like, my little brother is, I say my little big brother because, one, he's given me a lot of great advice that a big brother would have given me from a young perspective. My brother's 28, 29 years old. I'm 34. But for him to give me such great advice 6 to 7 years ago, I am grateful for that man. And like I said, once I made that choice of coming down here, it was all left up to me to try to continue to show what I wanted to do, which was better my life, change it around, and I did that, and make something of myself where I felt significant. And I love helping others. That's my thing. I love helping others, and you know how much I love helping others. And sometimes it hurts me more when I help others and I don't get any gratification out of it. So that's why I've said sometimes gratification doesn't come until a little further on down the line.
The gratification comes from the fact that you're helping others, though. It's not about the praise or the substance that they give back to you. It's about the action of helping others that makes you excited, happy,
So say, for
fulfilled.
instance, my instant gratification, my apology to cut you off, but my instant gratification is like being a bartender and you come to me, you need a drink, here's your drink. Instant gratification, because I have taken her out of that point that she was in and I put her in a different place. So that's how I was earlier in my stage of life. You want something, I can get it for you, I can supply
You're
it.
a giver,
Yes.
is what you're saying.
And that's how I was. Now being into, like I said, the HVAC trade, I love what I do. I love who I work for. I love the customers I come across. It just sometimes gets frustrating because, one, when I deal with certain frustrating customers and they start asking all these questions, what's this, what's this, I'm the type of person to like to get in my work and do my job and get out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Get the job done. And then I'll explain all that. But like I said, coming into this about 6-7 years now, I'm just acquiring that trait of this trade and being more patient, being more confident, even being more patient when I talk to people, being more confident even when I do discuss something that I'm confident in discussing. Even if I don't even know the relevant topic, I'm still confident in it because, one, like my dad has taught me, you can tell a bullshitter from the bullshit he's speaking.
Right.
But if you're confident in the shit that you're speaking, then it's gonna just flow with what you're saying. So that's all in all, like I said in the first podcast, and I'm not going back in podcasts or rethinking people, but thanks, Pops, for getting me into this trade. You know I'm doing good. I'm going ham. But yeah, I love the gratification of, say for instance, I go in a person's house and it's hot or it's cold, like I've been dealing with this past weekend, and I come across situations that I do not understand. I contact other people, which obviously are how should I say it? Mentors in my life that are educated, that are willing to give me this advice or help me with whatever situation I got going on. So, like I said, if there's something I need to learn or willing to get for that person to feel satisfied, I'm willing to do that. And whether it's learning something more to teach that person or learning something more to teach myself so I can teach others,
Right.
I love that shit. I thrive off of it. But I think we got off a topic, and I think the main thing was that I need to have a direction, just be a lot more organized, come up with topics, just have a direction. And the direction is obviously going within a session. A session is where you come together with somebody and you just communicate. Like I said, we had a conversation earlier, which has helped our relationship grow tremendously. I've had relationships with people in the past, and the thing that fucked up our relationship was the lack of conversations, or lack of communication, I should say correctly. So, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna apologize anymore, but yeah, that's my whole direction in this, is just helping others, even if they're not in my position, like say where I was 7 years ago, but where I'm at now. Obviously I wanna encourage obviously my significant other, brothers. Now I'm trying to reach outside that and encourage, say, friends, coworkers, even random people I come across, because I love to conversate. I love to communicate with people. I'm a people person. I'm Alfonso, Mr. Mosby. You know me. If y'all know me, I'm a fucking talker. But I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. I hate to take the show off of you, which the show is about me. But we brought Kayla on today. And question: did you like your Christmas gift from me?
Which one?
Because I'm a giver. I'm a fucking giver.
Yes, I
so
did.
which one of the presents do you like the most that I gave you? Or what did you like from your presents? I don't want you to blow my head up, but it makes me feel grateful that I did that out of the kindness of my heart for you. And I hate to get off a topic, like I said, what was something that you liked from your Christmas gifts or from the Christmas
Well,
holiday?
obviously, you already know which one was my favorite. I'm always complaining about where I carry my stress, my shoulders, my back's always aching, my neck and my back. Like, stress from going, work 70 hours a week, 2 jobs, whatever it may be, life stress. It's always a thing. So we actually, we went and got that massage together. Was looking at some other places to go get other massages as well. And it's funny because right before Christmas, like maybe a day or two, or even the day of Christmas, I was like, I really need a massage. My neck is killing me, like all the stress is just piled up. He was like, oh, you need a massage. So he actually got us one of the Sharp Image massage guns. It's amazing. Costco's the best, and that's where he got it from. It's great. It has all different kinds of settings on it. You can use it on your neck, shoulders, back, legs, whatever it may be. And it's just great. So that was probably my favorite Christmas gift. I use it all the time just because I do truly carry my stress from work and day-to-day stresses in my shoulders and back. So that was something that was really good. I use it, and I needed it. Definitely needed it.
But
yes, that was my favorite Christmas gift. I also got, we went to Florida, stayed in a nice hotel, had yummy breakfast, and it was just a beautiful experience. So very, very grateful for that. This Christmas was a lot different for me. I'm used to spending Christmas with my mom and my brother. It's like my staple right there. So we got to do Christmas with my mom and her boyfriend, Eric, at their house, which was beautiful. It was awesome, like super grateful for that. I'm glad. It's kind of weird though, like this whole growing up thing where you do the holidays at your parents' house the week prior and then you go to your significant other's house the week of. It's all new to me. Very grateful for it, but definitely have to get used to that going forward. But we did get to spend Christmas with his, like I said, his grandparents and his mom, so that was awesome. And brother. But yeah, what was your favorite Christmas gift? Yeah.
Honestly, I was a little caught off guard, but I think the presents that I got for Christmas, I really appreciated them after I stopped stressing about the trip trying to get to my mom's. And I think the one that I really appreciate the most is all of them.
Go ahead, go put your apron on.
That's the best fucking answer I can give right now because I do not want to be sleeping on the couch today.
He liked his apron the best, which is what I got him.
But no, I did. I got an apron. I love cooking. Obviously, she knows I love cooking. And then I showed her this. I don't know if you guys know, but the dude with the sign. I love that guy. That guy, his signs are fucking amazing.
They're funny.
And I noticed that he has a game out. The dude with the sign game. Hold on, let me go get it.
Yeah, you grab it. So this is one of the gifts that I got him, just because it's hard. We both work so much, and when we do have free time together, a lot of the times we want to relax, but at the same time we want to join each other. So I got this game for us to play, just laugh, have a good time. We do have my bestest friend in town right now and her fiance. They just got engaged, so planning on playing this game with them. But go ahead, show them the game.
The dude with the sign, the cardboard game, and we haven't opened it. I haven't opened it up yet, but
We
yeah,
have to play it.
it definitely looks exciting. And age 17, 30 to 20 people could play. It's about a 30 to
It's a
a
lot of
90-minute
fun.
game, an hour and a half game. I'm totally with playing this.
Yes.
Having a good Thursday night, Friday night game, whatever we do, and
Monday
yeah.
and Tuesday, both work. But
Yeah,
I
on our
mean-
times off, when it's convenient for us, but yeah.
That's the hardest thing, is just finding time to enjoy those types of things, games. Even doing this podcast right now, we were kind of at a loss because we knew we wanted to hop on a podcast together, but just with life and working so dang much,
And it was fucking difficult because like I said, this podcast is brought to you by my motherfucking pocket, my motherfucking finances, well, our finances,
our finances.
ours,
Yes, we do
but
share.
it's brought to you by my motherfucking pocket, excuse my language, my pocket. And it's looking quite slim right now because I've spending money on equipment and the shit's not fucking working. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
It's research though,
So-
organization, research.
And that's the thing
Making
where
it-
I was trying to be organized and trying to prepare. I even bought 2 mics for this
Yeah.
session, and we're using one. Sorry, but
We're using one.
We're gonna make it happen, and we're doing what we do.
We weren't even about to do this.
I almost fucking
Chuck the thing across the, yeah, you almost did, but you didn't, because that's not who you are, but
anymore.
Sometimes you gotta make the best situation out of what you have. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna do it next week because my microphone
You
didn't
never
work.
get it
No,
done. You never get it done.
Just do it.
Procrastination kills.
Just do it.
And
I like this little
What?
one mic thing, The one mic situation we got going on. Sharon's caring.
is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Anywho.
let's speak more into that topic when
Sharon's caring when your bank account's to zero because you ain't got no more money to spend on your podcast. Then you say, you remember what you said, baby? Sharon's caring?
Sharon's Karen, baby.
I need this new mic.
But quick question. I think we kind of went over just 2021, the end cap of 2021. What were some of your 2021 goals going into 2022?
I think, gosh, all my life, probably since I turned 16, I'd always set goals for the next year coming up, usually around December time. And one of my biggest goals always was to lose weight. That was always something that was heavy on my mental, basically. Until this year, actually. I think in 2021 was a year of a lot of self-growth for myself. I went to therapy. I worked on myself. I fixed myself up to look at myself in the mirror and like myself, and I'm at that point now, which is amazing. So this year was a little bit weird because I actually didn't have any 2022 goals other than to drink more water, and to get my dog outside more was the way I put it. It wasn't, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to work out more. No, it was to bring my dog out more, to get him outdoors more, spend more
That nigga
time with him.
outside right now. Where is Roscoe?
He must be outside.
He outside right now, so you accomplishing
With
one of
him,
your goals.
not leaving this.
Oh, here he is. What's up, Whoopi? Here.
Not leaving the slide glass door open. It's like, all right, I want to bring him places. I want to go on walks with him.
Understandable.
And I think I've been feeling that way because 2021 was also the year that brought me 2 jobs. So.
And what are your? You don't have to get in too much detail, but what are your 2 jobs, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to give the location. I know. Yeah. Confidentiality is best right now. So your 2 jobs, and we're not going to get off topic, but your goals. I appreciate you telling me your goals, but yeah.
No, those really were my only 2 goals. Was drinking more water and being outside with my dog more. Those were my 2 goals. In regards to the 2 jobs, man. First off, let me say working 2 jobs is not an easy task, especially when they're both require a lot of dedication, time, effort, mental capacity, all of that stuff. So my first job that I actually got back in 2019, June of 2019, I started working at an oral surgeon's office. Mind you, my mom, my aunt, my grandma, they've all worked in the dental field. It's kind of just runs in my blood at this point. They work in the dental field. My mom, I used to work summers in high school and summers when I was in college at the oral surgeon's office that my mom used to work for. And I loved it. I loved the fast pace. I love the patience. I love taking care of people. I love the intricacy of it and the seriousness of it because we are putting people under general anesthesia. So it's very serious. Like you don't mess around when it comes to this job, and that's what I like the most about it. So I work for 6 oral surgeons, and I'm a patient coordinator. So basically, I work on patients' accounts. I do treatment plans, make sure everything's in line so that the doctor can do their job and don't have to worry about anything else. And my second job, I am a manager at a skating rink, which is something I never thought I would do. Roller skating is something I started when I was in the 4th grade. I lived in Tennessee for a little bit, and I started roller skating out there and just developed a passion for roller skating. The atmosphere of a roller skating rink is completely different. It's amazing. It's free, just free-spirited. Just an amazing place to be, truly. So when I first started working there, I was just, an employee that would clock in, clock out, and, I think the owner of the place kind of saw that, and she knew I was always there, never called out. I just showed a lot of love for the place. I truly love this place. And I'm a manager there. I think I only worked for probably about 3 months before they made me a manager. And I'm in love with the place. I, take care of the employees, but just making sure everyone shows up on time and making sure everything's accounted for. So I do love that responsibility. I'm always someone who thrives under a lot of responsibility. So those are my 2 jobs. I do work Monday through Saturday, about 70 hours a week. It's a lot of work. I'm really tired all the time, but it's worth it right now. Just got to keep pushing so that I can see the benefits that are reaping. So
You just basically want to reap your benefits.
right.
And that's going to come.
Will.
That's definitely going to come.
Right, and even you have 2 jobs right now, because at one point it was just me working 2 jobs, and then he would sit here at home and be like, why am I just sitting at home? Like, you're out working, can't hang out, can't do anything. Let me go get a second job so I'm not sitting at the house bored. And so we did. Within a matter of maybe 3 or 4 days, he had a job. Second job.
Because I'm a hustler.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
are.
hustler, babe.
He said, oh, don't worry, baby. I'm working 2 jobs, but it's to save up for that ring. Sorry.
15 months. 14 and a half months.
In the next year.
Yeah. 14 and a half months. 14 and a half months. I want to hear shit till then. And then you can be on my ass. But, I pulled out my goal book. I think I've been for the past, say 5 years, been writing down my goals, and I appreciate you telling
only 2.
telling the audience or telling whoever watches
But I
this.
think that's growth for me. I think
It
that's
is.
truly growth. Like, it's not to lose weight. It's not to look a certain way. It's not none of that. Nope. No, this year is about drinking more water and taking my dog outside.
And
Those are pretty cool goals.
that
If you ask
those are
me.
amazing goals.
Those are pretty
and
cool goals.
honestly, I think ours kind of like corresponds with each other because I'm looking at my 2021 goals from 2021 till now, and you could just even we don't even have to show these people, but even if you read off of what's right here, I think I accomplished damn near every one of these motherfuckers to bring it into 2021. Right or wrong?
You did. Wow.
To bring it into 2021, and this is what I want to tell people: you gotta speak it, you gotta write it, and to intuition. You have to.
I don't know about this one though.
No, this is like, you see where I was at May
What is this
17th?
one?
This was May 17th. You can't blame a nigga.
I don't know about that one. No.
Which one? I'm working. I'm still. It's a work in progress. It's a work in actually no. Quit smoking was quitting smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes, okay.
Cigarettes, because one like
And you haven't. When's the last time you smoked a cigarette? Honestly.
last night. Hey, I think it's stressed at the security job.
Man.
Motherfucker had to. Nah, I took a hit. But it was like, it just, like a woosah. And instead of me punching somebody in the motherfucking face, I hit a motherfucking cigarette. Cigarettes, thank you, cigarettes.
Mind you, he does security at a local bar.
Yes,
And,
and it gets.
so that's where the situation comes into hand. He's not just putting someone.
And it
someone's
gets fucking
random.
rough,
But it does
bro.
get
It gets
get
rough.
rough there. There's a lot of situations. Even before you started working there, I've lived here for 11 years, so that's a local bar. We all know that things get down there. So
And
yeah,
it's
sometimes you just need a little cigarette break.
just a hit or something, just
Something
just
light. Take off
ease
the edge.
yourself away from the moment, But
Yeah.
no, I've been doing really well. This year I really want to totally cut it out. No more hits. No more
Yeah.
like.
Well, we
no-
have the vape.
Like the vaping, please don't DM me, please don't get on my head about it. But I know it's just as bad.
It is,
I know
we
it's
know, we
I know
know.
it's a crutch, but it's
We're working
it's a
on
step down from how much I used to smoke to
Right.
where I'm at now. So, I'm working on it. And
Yeah.
like I said, pretty much all these goals were pretty much accomplished, and I'm pretty much opening up my journal to you. This is my 2022 goals. Let's keep some of those out of your eyes. But yeah, some of my 2022 goals are still, I'm working on them. And then I think this is something that we kind of went over the last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Just where I'm at and where I want to be.
Right.
And exactly the two places and the things I want to focus on, which
Yeah.
is being happy and excited about things, being pleased in my growth and maturing, which
Yeah,
is
huge.
just being, what's the word I'm looking for? Just pleased. Just content. Thank you, boo.
You're welcome.
Content in the moment, content in where I'm at and where I've come from and where I'm going. So
Right.
that's where being pleased is, being content, knowing that I'm
Sometimes
growing.
it's hard to find contentness or being content in a season of depression, and even I get it. Like, seasonal depression is a thing. I've always struggled with it. However, during the wintertime coldness, I hate the rain. Well, I used to hate the rain. Actually, I found in this end of 2021 year into the 2022 year, seasonal depression for me actually has kind of vanished. I'm not sure if it's because, I have my partner or if it's because I went to therapy, but I think I'm growing in that aspect, which is really, really cool for myself. No seasonal depression for me this year. I'm very, very grateful for that. Just more stress than anything.
And I know it's seasonal depression because I've spoken to a good colleague of mine, Sasha.
Yeah.
And Sasha, he was like, dude, it's totally understandable. It happens around this time of the year. It
really
gets
does,
darker.
for a lot of people.
You have your mind set on doing this and that, and then it gets cut because it's dark at 5 p.m.
Right.
And majority of the time, that's when my second shift starts for me.
Right.
3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 p.m., and I'm done at 7. And, but that's where I'm learning how to properly organize my life around how the seasons go. And like I told
think
you,
just finding comfortability within yourself. I think most of my seasonal depression was focused and based around loneliness, sadness. People go away for, holidays, families leaving for colleges, all these different things. It's supposed to be a time where, I don't know, people get together and celebrate the holidays, but for some people that's not really a thing, so I understand that. This season was definitely different for both
I hate
of
to
us.
cut you off, but I think, like I told you, personally, that I've had relationship issues.
100%, I remember.
I've had plenty of relationship issues at this time
Right.
of the year.
Well, take yourself back to last, not this November, December, but the last one before that.
I was fucking
It
depressed,
was-
living on my own.
You literally-
I had a
yeah.
roommate that
Yeah.
he had his own kids and his family going, and I'm like,
You wanted to be alone.
like, none of my family's around. My brother's in fucking Northern Cal. Like, family doesn't want to fucking meet up because of the quarantine or the COVID shit, the pandemic. So I was literally depressed last year, and how I took it out was just being distant or putting up a wall to
Isolating
you.
yourself, yeah.
I put up a wall.
Yeah.
And that was because, so if I did get in any type of situation where I'm at a friend's house or your house and I'm feeling in a type of way, if I get pissed off, I don't get pissed off and bring it out of the wrong people.
Right.
Because one, I have gone to the point where it's not just words that I use to hurt other people. I've been physical with people in the past, and that's just not with women, never
Yeah.
with women, but
Yeah.
say for instance, we go out and it was say last year we go out and we stepped out and we had a drink, I would probably be leaving that motherfucker in the cop car or getting kicked out of somewhere or fighting. So
Just to deal
that's
with your
why I
emotions
think I
that had
shunned
nothing
out
to do-
everybody.
Yeah.
Ernie got shunned out, which is a good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
My
All of
roommate.
us did. All of us did.
I sat in my fucking room
For
last December,
Thanksgiving.
November.
Yep. And for Christmas.
So, and I decided to go over to family's house at the end of like say like the next day or whatever. I went before or whatever, but there was no family interaction on the days of Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Right.
When I had always had that prior, to my little previous incidents of going to jail and all that. Like from getting out of jail to now, I think I've told you I've dealt with certain people, I should say women. I think I've been in one solid relationship since my last relationship from like 7 years, and you know about her. There was just things that we couldn't. We would have a holidays, but then there were certain things on the back burner that was still just like
Right.
bubbling. And I wanted to tell her this, and she probably wanted to tell me what she felt, but just being at our ages, her being a couple years younger than me, it's kind of hard to discuss that shit at that age, where you should just have this shit understood. Does that make sense? And sometimes you don't have everything understood, even if you're in your 30s.
Right, and that's the thing, like,
and
you're
that's
not
why
supposed to have
therapy,
everything.
I'm sorry to cut you off, or speak over you, I'm not trying to. But that's why therapy is great. Whether you're having personal issues, no issues, family issues, relationship issues, therapy is always good to go to because one, it's somebody that is going to give you an unbiased opinion
Right.
on what they feel should be necessity in your life or something. Somebody that's concerned about you that's going to give you their unbiased opinion. That's the best way I can give that definition. But go ahead, boo. I'm sorry. I felt
Yeah,
very
I
passionate to say that, and I wanted to say that because, like I said, within the black community, a lot of black minority, or I shouldn't say black, but in the minority community, there are a lot of African American males and females that feel that therapy is like complaining to somebody, and they can talk it to a friend, they can talk it to a family member. I have been to that point where I have talked it to friends, I've talked it to family members, and they have still given me their biased opinion. And I needed that opinion from somebody that's like, okay, Fonzo, you want to do that shit? Fucking do it, but this is what's gonna fucking literally happen. You know what I'm saying? family and friends aren't gonna say that to you. They're not
Let me
gonna be
tell you,
that blunt with you.
that happens for all of us. Like,
Does that make
even-
sense?
Yeah, but know that happens for all of us. Like, before I even decided to go to therapy myself, I'm a smart girl. Like, I have great family members that I can go talk to, but it's different. Like, processing trauma, processing hard relationships is different than it is with a family member than it is with a therapist. So, 100%, like, everyone struggles with that. So it's not just minorities, it's everyone struggles with feeling like they need to go to therapy or not. Like, I've seen it in all races, no matter, their social
Black, white,
class,
Mexican,
right?
no
Doesn't
matter
matter
what
their
you
money,
are.
doesn't matter what you look like. So
Yeah.
it's it's everyone struggles with it. But yeah, what you were saying about with your ex, just having things bubbling over and, going into the holidays, not necessarily speaking on things that you're struggling with, and you were saying, well, yeah, at that point you should just know you shouldn't have to feel like you have to talk about it. You do need to talk about it. You do need to openly communicate with your partner what you're feeling all the time. I feel like that's something that I'm really huge on is communication. So I think that when you're struggling, you need to communicate and you need to do whatever you can. Like, it doesn't have to be in the moment. That's something that I told to you today is, like, I know you're the type of person that needs to process things. So when you're struggling, like, take a step back, like, process, and when you're ready, say, hey, like, this is the situation, and this situation, this is how I felt. And that's not easy for people to do. I get that. It's easy for me because that's just who I am. But
Because you've already done it.
Right.
But for somebody that hasn't done it as much,
And for someone who hasn't been with a partner that allows that to happen, that's hard. 100%. I get that. But I think just communicating how you feel, what your emotions are, is a huge aspect of making a relationship work. And I think that you see that now, which is great. So I like communicate in those situations of hardship.
like I told you, you have nothing to worry about as any infidelity issues or
Right.
whatever.
Right. I'm not even
If
worried about
if
that.
I'm loyal to somebody, I'm loyal to somebody. And even when it comes to friends, I'm loyal to friends until now, where I'm getting to the point where if I feel any type of disrespect, I'm getting to the point where it's like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice,
Shame on you.
shame on you.
Fool me
Yeah,
3 times, fuck the peace sign, load the chopper, let it rain on you.
And that's where I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna
Right.
get to the
Don't
third
let it
time.
Get to the third time.
And I'm like, well, shit, I should have cut it on the first time, or I should have cut it on the second time. So if that's why some of my relationships haven't fucking continued as friends, I'm sorry, that's why. And I'm willing to sit here in my comfortable stage and discuss it on a podcast where we could discuss our wrongs and make it right.
Right.
And yeah, and I appreciate you saying the things that you have said, Boo. You overly amaze me every day. I can't wait to. But I can't wait to join that next stage with you. And I know it's gonna be amazing.
Right.
And
It will be amazing.
like I said, I don't think I even expressed my goals for 2022,
Yeah,
but my
what's some of
goals
your goals?
were just this. I think I had them pulled up, but I just closed it out. Just communicate more with friends and family, and obviously better my relationship, which is not bad. I just want to better myself, which going to counseling is one of my goals. Drink more water, exercise, read a little more, are some of my goals. And I think all that is going to help Alfonso grow with whatever he wants to grow with, or whoever wants to grow with Alfonso. And you know me, being a Leo, I am having to be, and I think the biggest thing that used to get me when my brother brought it to my attention was, don't do as I say, do as I do. And that's how I want to be. Don't do as I say, do as I do. And I'm not gonna say do something that I wouldn't do myself. And that goes for me and you.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna push you harder than you want to be pushed. I'm gonna push you to that certain extent, and then when I know you need to be, backed off, I will do that. But I'm gonna obviously, push me to push you more and what you feel like you want to break down on. And yeah, just continue to grow. Yeah.
I think growth is what we're looking forward to in 2022, for sure. Growth in all aspects, whether it be career or working out or fitness, health, whatever it may be, like spending more time with family, communicating better, things like that.
I'm just like, I'm really baffled because this is going better than I thought.
Well, let me set you guys up with what it actually looked like before we got on here. Alfonso was trying to set up the cameras, microphones, everything to make sure all this went well, and things didn't go necessarily as planned. However, we made the best of our situation, and we didn't even talk about this beforehand. We were just like, yeah, we're about to record on Sunday. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk. So.
But I think we did try to set up a Q&A, but I didn't want like specifically for this one for me to introduce you to be a Q&A. I think we need to throw a podcast out there for them to see who we are.
And do you have any questions about me that might allow your followers to know a little bit more about who I am?
What do y'all want to know? If you guys have any questions that I should ask her, please let me know. If you guys have any questions for me, please obviously let me know. I don't want to sound like a typical ass fucking YouTuber, but if you like and subscribe, I love y'all even more. But nothing off the top of my head to really like ask you. You already know if I ask you, I'm gonna be blunt up and straight ask you. Like, it don't matter. Time of day,
Hey,
like.
what was that? I'm sitting back looking at your shirt right now. What was that guy who came up to you today at the bar?
What'd he say about my shirt? He was like, what'd he say? My name is Bart.
My name is Bart. He pulled up his sleeve. He had a picture of Bart pulling down his pants on his arm.
That used to be like one of those like, I forget that guy's name, but there's like an old like not comic but cartoon figure. They used to have this guy pissing on whatever, like say, say if the guy drove a Chevy, he was pissing on a Ford, or if he had a Ford, he was pissing on a Chevy.
I remember that.
So that's kind of what that is like symbolizing like Bart is one of those rebellious characters in The Simpsons, obviously. And I fell in love with The Simpsons at early age. Parents try to keep us from watching it, but we still watch that shit. And I think I saw this shirt in Florida. I was like fucking hot as hell wearing long sleeves when I brought out long sleeves for a fucking hot ass fucking state.
We walked to the store that day.
But yes.
We walked and you were in a long sleeve shirt. And you were like, I need a different shirt to sit out here in this Florida heat during the winter.
I was sweating. Middle of December. But I think I don't have any questions. I think if we do have another one, we'll sit down and talk in another couple of days or in a week. But I think my objective for this podcast is try to get out a lot more content than I have been.
Right.
And what I want. I think 2022, I'm gonna come across some people that I really want to work with, and I'm scared, but I'm also happy because I know what's to come. I'm gonna learn so much off you guys. I'm gonna learn so much from other individuals and what I want to do. This is something I really want to do. And,
right.
When you see me passionately sitting at the table at fucking on Wednesday or Thursday trying to set this up to see if everything's all right, that's me passionately trying to set aside this time for this. I set aside at work times to write up content. I think I've reached out to multiple other people that do podcasts, and a few gentlemen have reached out to me. And patience is a virtue, and I'm really, really noticing that I have to still do what I want to do in order for the help to come. That's like anything. You want to learn how to ride a bike? Learn how to ride that bike, even though you don't have a mentor. you're gonna learn how to. You're gonna get somebody that's gonna eventually help you ride that bike. You know, I use that metaphor because it's simple. This is simple, but it's so fucking hard. And I think a couple of guys have discussed this, where you have to put all your time and attention into this. Whenever you have some free time, fucking cutting off the TV shows and not going out for a drink, not going out to go hang with buddies, choosing to not smoke. Yeah, and I'm doing it, and I want to get a lot more guests on this. I don't want to say any future names, but I do have a lot of future guests to be on this year, and I'm very, very excited what's to come up the Sesh with Mr. Mosby, and what's to come for even Alfonso Mosby, what I will grow into, and yeah, I'm just ready to grow, and I'm willing to cut out some things in order for me to grow, you know. So, and that's the distractions. That's a lot of things.
Right.
But I'm focused on this, and I'm done saying it. I'm done.
Well, I support you and proud of you and excited to see what this turns into. Obviously, these first 3 podcasts won't look like the last 3 podcasts you ever make, so these first 3 are definitely precious. These are the stepping stones, you know, into your future, into greatness, and I'm excited to see what that looks like for you.
Heck yeah. And honestly, I flipped open my laptop to look at the Chargers Raiders game, and the Chargers are down by 3. Yikes! We're gonna go watch that game right now, but
Yes.
I appreciate everybody for tapping in with Alfonso and Mr. Mosby in the Sesh, or the Sesh with Mr. Mosby, however you know me. And Kayla Smith, my guest, my future fiance, my girlfriend, my soulmate, my right hand, the one I cannot go without. So I thank you and for just joining me on this and
course.
being just open to this conversation and working with me in this one mic.
Yes,
like we
yes.
said, I had intentions of setting up 2 mics.
You made it work.
I had intentions of us being more comfortable than we are now. But you gotta fucking make it work no matter what. And we
Cheers
did.
to that.
We did. Cheers,
To
babe.
that.
Cheers,
Love
boo. The end of the Sesh
The Sesh.
with Mr. Mosby. Love y'all.